Speaking of anyone, I can't lie. That what's it? The music and the wrestling and bars thing we put up recently was sick, man. Honestly,
Wrestlings and bars, fam.
I like it, fam.
Wrestlings and bars.
I like it. Hopefully, we can drop a few more, man. And guys, let us know if there's any other musicians that have wrestling bars. Hit us up, and obviously we'll put them on there. In case you don't know, man, the episode's already started.
Oh yeah, I saw the recording. I was thinking, what? I saw the. I said, bro,
I didn't know that.
This guy's a slide.
No, you got to creep it in now, man. Because bro, like I'm tired of the whole. Hey guys, welcome to my. You know what I mean? We got to come through nice, man.
Brother, man just pulled up. I got one sock on. I ain't even ready yet. I ain't even ready.
We need to get a tea on, yeah?
Yeah. Let me get a tea on.
Go ahead, put that special tea on, bro. Put that special tea on, man. But yeah, before when obviously Lax comes back, hey, NK, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well, fam. I'm doing well.
Yeah, if you guys don't know who NK is, yeah, bro, listen, New Japan specialist, the New Japan specialist, fam. Fam, if you want any sort of history about New Japan, this is the guy for you, fam. He's still trying to convert me to the stay in it, but you know,
fam, I'm telling you, man, top on the New Japan wave. Listen, they got bare content for you. I'm telling you, watch the recount on their page. It will break down bare storylines for you. Bare.
Isn't that what on YouTube and that?
Yeah, their YouTube page. So if you go on New Japan's YouTube page, in fact, if you write the recount, the most popular one is obviously Kenny Omega versus Okada.
Yeah.
But they've got other recounts from like the history of the Bullet Club.
Yeah, I saw the history of Bullet Club. That one was sick.
Yeah, and then they've got the history of LIJ, Los Ingobernables de Japón. That's Naito's faction. That's another big faction in New Japan. Yeah, they just bear different stuff, and I'm telling you, the match quality.
Yeah. One thing I know about New Japan, yeah, when it comes to hard hits, they're not taking it like it's
yeah. New Japan isn't wrestling; it's a fight.
It's a fight, bro.
Listen, if you lot want hard hitting matches, yeah, like just stiff. Any Shibata match and any what's his name? Suzuki, Minoru Suzuki.
Oh yeah, Suzuki, he's a madman still.
Yeah, Shibata and Suzuki. If you want to, I'll give you a recommendation because it's a good match anyway. Okada versus Shibata.
Oh, yeah.
I believe it was at Sakura Genesis. Okada versus Shibata, Sakura Genesis. That match, that'll make you cry. That you just be looking at the shots like.
I definitely need to get to my New Japan Pro bag, man. I keep saying this, but yeah, eventually, hopefully, I will get in there. Obviously,
with New Japan, because it's not. I don't know if they got a weekly TV show in Japan, but the stuff to look out for is obviously Wrestle Kingdom, which is their WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's WrestleMania. That's like 2 days, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it only this year started doing 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, Wrestle Kingdom. The G1 Climax, which is basically
that's the lead up to Wrestle Kingdom, right?
Yeah, it's basically the winner of that gets the title shot at Wrestle Kingdom. So it's basically like their Royal Rumble, but it's not a Royal Rumble. Yeah. It's a tournament.
Okay.
I got a question, bro. How the hell do I watch New Japan Wrestling? I don't know where to go.
You got to go on the plug, fam.
Okay. There's the plug. There's the plug which I'll put in the GC. But if you want to watch it like legally, then you can go to
Have they got like a network?
Yeah, they've got I think it's New Japan. It's I'm gonna Google it now, but they've got a streaming app. They've got a network basically, but I'm gonna find it right now. Just bear with me.
Because you see, like on Monday Night Raw, how you can just like watch last week's episode and continue with the story. With New Japan, I don't know where to start.
Get lost. Yeah, that's my
even to this day, I'll say that about New Japan. It's kind of like it's hard to keep up with what they're doing. We don't know. Like, I don't know if they have a TV show over there, but a lot of the stuff is in Japanese, isn't it? So a lot of the main stuff. That's it. The website's called New Japan World.
Yeah, New Japan World. Yeah.
New Japan World.
I was following them on Twitter still.
Yeah. So with New Japan World, obviously you get access to the pay-per-views live. You get access to archived matches and stuff like that. But if you want the plug,
go to the plug.
There's the plug. There's the plug for it. There's the plug for it.
Yeah, shout out to the plug, bro.
Yeah, man, 100%.
But yeah, guys, man, I'm your humble host, Anafi VHS Papizzle, aka the Pappy. Unfortunately, the other guys couldn't join in today. Guap is somewhere. Versy, Versy's doing his thing. Big up Versy. Sam Blacks has also did his thing. Big up him as well. Also big up Guap as well. Hopefully they'll pop in some like during this episode. But let's see. But yeah, Mandem, if you want to introduce yourself, let us know. You're listening to.
I'm still working on my introduction, so I'm just going to say it like this. It's the Laps, aka Young Laps, aka Young Guap, Too Cold. You can follow me on Instagram, on Twitter at the Laps 316. I think that's my Instagram. I forgot my Twitter app, but yeah, we're here. Shout out WRESTHINGS.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's your boy NK, aka the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour.
Yeah, say that again. Really. Hey, but the first time we dropped it. I was like,
NK, aka the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. You get me? Locked in on WRESTHINGS. You get me?
Jeez. And all the guys, always remember, this is for the Mandem and it's by the Mandem. You get it?
Cool. Wait, quick question.
Yes.
How do you lot come up with these cold intros? Man said too sweet to be sour.
I lie, yeah. You see my I used to be called Mr. Leg Drop. Because obviously I used to always talk about Hulk Hogan and stuff.
Yeah.
Real me. So obviously I had to go back to the mountains, innit? And obviously
Man went to the mountains.
Achieve a new thing, innit? And VHS Pappy came in it. So bro, like it will happen, innit? Do you know what I mean? So.
I remember that episode when you first said VHS Pappy.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I said, okay, you were there, bro.
Yeah, I was on that one.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a Money in the Bank or something.
It was Money in the Bank when Brock Lesnar won the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, it was Money in the Bank. Yeah. That show was hilarious.
Yeah, trust me.
With the VHS Pappy.
Trust me. Yo, Mandem, let's get into it, man. First and foremost, you watch Raw, bro. You watch Raw.
Raw was amazing.
All right, listen, I can't lie. Yeah, bro, honestly, I'm adding on to that, bro. Like, in a very long time, I actually enjoyed Raw. I watched it. Somehow I stayed up the whole night. I stayed up the whole night until like the last 30 minutes. I conked out. Yeah. Then the next day, when I woke up when I'm waking in the morning, I watched the whole thing. I watched the thing again. I watched the last 30 minutes. Bro, it was proper sick. Like, the way it began, like, obviously, the people from the Hurt Business, Shelton and MVP, both lost their titles. Sean got robbed somehow by R-Truth. Then we had the segment with them in the backstage and stuff. And after, I think, was it Carly Caruso, yeah? Carly Caruso, the woman that's backstage. She interviews them.
I think so, yeah.
I think I saw, yeah. So she interviewed them, and after, the man were like, I think she told them about the Raw Underground thing. And I think to that point, I don't think no one saw Raw Underground. I'm guessing. I'm not guessing, but I'm trying to remember.
Raw Underground, I think that came on in the third hour.
It came on in the last hour.
The
last hour of Raw. And I think no one saw it until then. So when they're obviously getting ready to go to Raw Underground, like, we were just like, you see them talking to her, and after, next thing you know, they turn up there. And I can't lie, like, I think WWE looking at people's social timelines, because that same week, Def Jam was popping on people's timelines, bro.
Okay.
Def Jam, the game.
Yeah, do you remember it was on people's timelines, bro?
Yeah, it was.
It was on our timelines. Everyone was talking about, bring Def Jam back. I'm sure they probably were like, okay, cool, let's do our own spin on that. Do you get what I mean? But yeah, like, obviously, NK, did you watch Raw?
Nah, man, I haven't watched it Raw in a minute. But I've been keeping up just through the group chat and stuff like that, innit? So I saw like the Raw Underground segment, and then it immediately reminded me of Lucha Underground. Like, from the moment I saw it, it was like, wait, this is like Lucha Underground. And you know what? So again, you lot will form in. Raw Underground is Shane McMahon's thing, right?
Yeah, apparently it's weird because Shane McMahon basically said it was his thing. He's gonna start this new show, blah blah blah. But when it got to the end of Raw, MVP was like, we are the new CEOs of Raw Underground. So I feel like he's kind of giving it to them. That's gonna be their new thing now. You see it? Do you remember that part, Laps? At the end? Yeah. So I don't know, but you're gone.
That sounds the Raw Underground stuff sounds very interesting. It sounds something very fresh and very new. I haven't been watching the product, but I saw like the excitement on Twitter about it. So I'm interested to see where they go. Especially now, like the Hurt Business are running it. I just hope that it's something that continues for a while, and it isn't a one-off thing, and it isn't something that they drop, because it is a very interesting thing, and it can allow them to do like more, I guess, gritty content. Like they could do, I don't know, like extreme, like proper hardcore matches down there. Like
unless they invite New Jack, fam. So it's not watchable.
New Jack as a special guest, yeah.
Fam, as a special guest, everyone is running from that ring. Everyone is scattering, fam. You see everyone scattered when Bobby Lashley entered the ring, fam. Everyone scattered like that, fam. Yo, but yeah, go.
Yeah, like for the Hurt Business, like I see them. I can like them. They have the makings of a great faction.
Yeah, 100.
It's just, you know, we have to see, because, you know, like I said it on the GC, but I'm like a bare X when it comes to WWE. I've been hurt too many times. I can't, like, do you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna see where it goes, and then, you know, yeah. But from a conceptual perspective, like it's a great concept. It's a very good idea, and it adds a bit of freshness to the products as well.
I agree.
My only, you gonna say something, Laps?
No, you go.
So I was gonna say, the Raw Underground thing is sick. Don't get me wrong, it's sick. I thought that WWE obviously like doing their research online and seeing what people are talking about, and also trying to please obviously people who are trying to you know just relate and stuff. So it's sick. It's sick in that world. My only thing is that I don't feel like the Raw Underground thing is here to stay. I feel like it was just a one-off thing. I don't think if it comes on Raw next week Monday, then yeah, it comes on. But I feel like it's not going to be one of the things where it comes on every Monday. I feel like it was just a thing to introduce the Hurt Business, the type of persona that they're going to come with. Do you got what I mean? The type of people that we're dealing with. They're based like a mafia. Do you go around? They will beat you up. Do you got what I mean? They hurt people. And even if you watch like how people are fighting in Raw Underground, bro, I thought people were going to actually get hurt. Like
that's what I thought.
Mad, like, and I was thinking to myself, fam, if they do this all the time and they start hurting talent, bro, this is not good. Do you know what I mean? It's just going to be like another brawl forward thing, because if they're not careful, obviously things will pop up. But from what I'm looking at, it looks very cinematic, to be honest. Like it has that cinematic sort of wrestling sort of turn to it. Even the way they were cutting to the strippers as well. Yeah, I thought that was funny. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just it's nuts. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, like I said before, it definitely reminded me of Lucha Underground, and in a positive way. I don't know if you mind watch, but Lucha Underground is very cinematic. When it was airing was extremely cinematic, and it did have like gritty content. I mean, Lucha Underground characters were getting literally killed off in storyline.
Yeah, I don't think
it'll go that far in Raw, but you can definitely do angles where Mandem are getting beaten up.
Yeah, beaten up to the point where they're like
they can't wrestle no more.
Or even like the twitching and stuff. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's very interesting.
Yeah, go on.
You see, Raw Underground, I think it's an amazing concept. My issue is I don't think it's going to be here to stay, because they're only doing that for the ratings. When the ratings were good, they didn't want to experiment. They didn't want to take a risk. Now that the ratings are bad, they all of a sudden think, let's just take this risk. Like,
hi, this is the Superior Cypriot Theodoros, and you are listening to the WRESTHINGS podcast.
And also, another thing as well, I was going to say, nothing to add as well here is that.
So it's like they had less risk when the ratings were up. They have more risk when the ratings are low. You feel me?
Yeah. Facts.
Or I mean, ideally, Raw Underground it's a good idea. I would say if it's something here to stay, then this is it still in its foundation years. Like, they can really build this up to be something brand new. Like, I would love to see lower card wrestlers fighting in there so they can get to like the mid card or the main event card. You feel me?
Yeah, facts.
You know what would be a sick idea with Raw Underground? Yeah, I thought this would be a sick idea with Raw Underground. If, like, for example, we have the Hurt Business running Raw Underground, and you have them like essentially, I don't laugh, like essentially recruiting people to come wrestle for Raw Underground. So come
from Raw or come from
Raw into Raw Underground.
Okay.
And then what that would do, and this is just me, I don't know, because I like making up storylines in my head. This what that would do, create like a division between Monday Night Raw and then Raw Underground. Okay. And you can go many different ways. You can go. You can do a whole invasion tip where they've recruited enough members from Raw versus Raw Underground.
Yeah.
Do something sick like that, or you could do a thing where
that's hard.
all the people at the top of the main roster are getting upset because the Raw Underground lot are
It's
injuring
taking
their talent.
Yeah.
So if they really wanted to, they could make this into something really, really good. But it's just, do they see this as a long-term thing, or do they just see this as a quick ratings boost?
My only thing is this. So I've got a question for you off this as well. So basically, I feel like another reason why I feel like Raw Underground is like they're doing it is because like it's the best time to experiment. There's no crowds. They need to keep people informed, people interested in stuff. But when it gets to live shows, when fans start coming in and fans are in the audience screaming and saying whatever, how do you think they'll incorporate Raw Underground then? Are they going to have to do it live at the arenas and stuff? It's just a simple thing down the ropes and stuff. So
that's a good thing.
And then also bear in mind, there's so like when you're in the stadium, when you're in the actual arenas, and you're watching something on the screen for too long, bro, it gets long, fam. Do you know what I mean? So like there would have to be, I can't lie, they would have to do it in the actual state in arenas when like Raw goes back to normal, like how they do like a sumo match and stuff back in the day.
You know what? I think with Raw Underground, it should only be an online thing because I can't picture them. I can't picture them viewing that in a stadium. People are gonna lose interest. And like, let's be real, WWE is still like PG, so you can't, picture kids being in the stands, etc.
Yeah, with strippers and stuff there as well. Yeah.
So I would say Raw Underground will be something good for online only, but somehow it can still get incorporated into like TV and stuff.
You know what they could do again? Like it'll be very complicated to film, and I don't know the logistics of this, but they could do, for example, they air the main. So what they'll do is either before, how they did 205 Live, either before or after, the Raw show goes on, they tape Raw Underground. So they do. So there'll still be fans there.
So So you're saying that before. So basically, the Raw Underground is basically like the dark match.
Yes,
and they have that before the actual show.
Yes.
Okay.
It works like the dark matches before the show.
Yep.
And then, so let's say 1 week. So this week, Monday, I record Raw Underground. The stuff that was recorded this Monday will air next Monday.
Okay.
And then, obviously, logistically, it's a bit complicated. But if they wanted to do it, I think there's ways around it.
And also with the Raw Underground thing, do you feel like it needs they need a title? Or would it just be a thing where you just go there and just a slobber knocker and everyone's just getting like effed up and stuff? Like,
no,
slobber knocker, man.
Because obviously, NK, you said that if you were like obviously in a dream world, like if you were to have Raw Underground as a thing that could like was reoccurring and stuff, you would have people come from Raw to come and prove themselves on Raw Underground, right? So in that case, I think it would be sick if they were to continue that. It'll be sick for them to have like a title there, like a proper thing there that you go and defend. Or do you know what I mean?
But you could do this approach. You could do, for example, you could do the whole like MVP could be recruiting people, being like, listen, the main roster ain't doing nothing with you. Come here, like we're gonna showcase you. The fans like us anyway, and kind of almost like weaponize the internet wrestling community. Be like, listen, the internet wrestling community love you. They love us. They love us down here. This is for the real fans. You get me? Raw Underground's for the real fans. You'll be a real star here. And maybe you can have like one like champion that is. They can have a champion on there, but that I don't want that title to be on the line.
Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you could just be like, for example,
like the main boss, like the main, like you treat.
Yes.
Ranking.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know what? I take my opinion back. I actually think there should be a championship there, but I think it should be on a world's championship level.
As in as in WWE championship level, like proper like
WWE championship level. So a Raw Underground champion. It doesn't have to be called world champion, just Raw Underground champion. The champion of the Raw Underground.
Okay.
And then they're able to compete with a world champion on SmackDown, Raw, obviously. But I think there should be a world champion, actually. That would make sense. But as I said, Raw Underground strictly for online.
Yeah.
So it's like, you see back in the day where you had like a television champion.
Yeah.
It only defended on TV.
Yeah.
The Raw Underground Championship can be defended only online when it's being watched online, streamed.
Cool. I'm with that. And also, they can also make it mad interactive with a lot of stuff like who would you like to see on Raw Underground next, or do you get what I mean? So
100%.
there's a mad avenue for it. Mad
And
avenue.
plus, again, they could borrow a book from AEW's locker where AEW for the Cody's Open challenges, they're having random indie wrestlers come in.
Yeah.
Come on, you could do that with Raw Underground. You could have like you
But
could have
they
like
had
a
on Raw
random.
Underground. They had a few indie wrestlers on there though.
Yeah, you can have like a random, like it doesn't have to be anyone big, but just a random indie talent here or there, that if there is a Raw Underground champion, he's not always beating main roster talent. He's beating independent talent, so it still keeps the other guys on the roster strong.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Also, obviously, well, like we said before, Raw was proper sick this week. Bro, I can't lie. I'm invested in this Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre beef.
Drew McIntyre.
Yep. SummerSlam. I'm there for it.
The legend killer is
honestly, I'm
back.
there for it. You see when Randy cuts promos right now? No, Drew's promo was sick. Drew's promo was sick. When Randy cuts promos as well, sick. Like when Randy cuts promos right now, I feel it, fam. I feel it in my veins, fam.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think? Like, what do you think is gonna happen at SummerSlam then?
Randy is taking that title home.
You think?
Do you know why? Because one, this pandemic has made Drew's title run a bit like boring. It's not his fault. Like he's doing his best in it, but like because there's no fans,
he needs a crowd. He needs a crowd,
and just having a baby face have the title for that long, and there's just no atmosphere. It's just boring.
But isn't that gonna be worse if? Go on. Finish.
It'll be better for a heel to have the title for that long.
Yeah,
it'll be better, and Randy is perfect for that.
Yeah, I agree to an extent, but I also feel like WWE is also going to try and keep Drew champion as long as possible until they get a crowd. Because obviously they want to see a crowd. Because if he loses the title, how else would you book him back in the title picture? Do you get what I mean?
Rumble. Oh, no,
so for him to win the Rumble again.
Ooh, that's Roman.
I forgot he won it.
You're stepping into Roman territory.
Yeah, that's Roman. Yeah, people going to start hating him, bro.
That's Roman.
So I don't know. It's tight. It's tight. I feel like they're gonna try and make him keep the title until like forever, innit? Do you know what I mean? So,
no, you know, I don't think it'll work because, as I said, there's no crowd. People are just gonna get bored of him. They're gonna get. He's gonna end up becoming a Roman Reigns. Like,
do you know what it is? Like I can't lie. I was getting bored of him until he cut that promo. He said a few things in it, and I can't remember off head. Like him killing legends and all that sort of stuff, and Drew saying he didn't like that and sort of stuff. And I kind of I was kind of sold a bit. Do you get what I mean? So it's like I feel like it's like Marmite at the moment. Sometimes I like him. Sometimes I'm like, nah, bro, get out of my sight. Do you get what I mean? So it's a weird one. It's a weird one.
And I feel like you are right. The crowd does play a big element when it comes to Drew's run. And it's because his title, like ever since he's got the title, and it's not his fault. He hasn't had anyone to feed off of. There hasn't been like, even with this whole pandemic, right? It's hard to root against the heel when there's nobody booing him, and it's hard to root for there's nobody cheering for him.
So wait, Drew right now is what? Is he a heel? What is he a face? What is he?
He's a face. He's a face.
Fam, yeah, good. Yeah, that's mad. But
he's a face, except he's just badass. That's it.
Yeah, and it's hard because I've heard Drew's been having good matches and that, but I don't know. It's just very, very hard, and I feel like it would be very unfair to take the title off him right now. But what other alternatives are there? Because let's see. Let's say he beats Randy Orton, who's next? Who have they built up
to come? Yeah.
And that's kind of, not to go on a little rant, but that's my problem with the product. It's kind of like WWE once they want to push a guy, they're so focused on pushing that guy. But what makes a title one good is when you have other guys that are around him that are also on his level. So when you see a guy, let's say if Roman was back, right? A feud between Drew and Roman will bang because you look at them as two of the best in the company. In terms of like how WWE's positioned them. WWE hasn't positioned any other guys like that except for Brock. But Brock's gone. Cena's not in the business. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's kind of like that's why Drew's reign feels lackluster. That's why the only match we've really looked forward to is Randy Orton, because Randy Orton's an established guy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
If they bring back Seth into the picture, then would you like to see that?
No.
No.
Wouldn't.
No.
Why not, guys?
Because he's had his time.
Seth has had his time, bro.
I mean, as in, like, if they bring in a thing where it's like, cool, Seth does his thing with Dominic at SummerSlam. He beats Dominic, and now he's like, cool, I have to win the title one more time. I have to come in trouble. And he brings the Messiah gimmick over to Drew. Like, you don't even think...
Fresh.
All right, do you know what it is? The reason why I'm against Seth Rollins having another title run is because he's had so many. But then again, it wouldn't be a bad idea because I like his Messiah gimmick. I like him. Yeah. I like this gimmick that he has. It's different. It's unique. And him being that kind of heel and holding a belt will make me hate him even more. So I think it will do the job if they do put Seth in the title picture. But deep down in me, I'm just like, oh, Seth got the title again. Only because I don't like him as a wrestler because he's a heel, innit?
Yeah.
Like I say, Seth isn't a bad champion. Don't get me wrong.
No, of course not.
It's just his character is meant to make us hate him, and
yeah.
I would hate him with the title.
My issue with Seth being is this because it's the same. It's not solving the problem that WWE have, and it's a hard problem. Like Drew, the reason why we wanted Drew to win, right, is because when Drew presented an alternative to the people that we've been getting for the past, I'd say 4 years, right? It was Brock, Seth, Roman, Brock, Seth, Roman, Brock, Seth, Roman, and then get me AJ a bit here and there, but the main three are Brock, Seth, and Roman.
Yeah.
And obviously we've got Drew now, but the problem is, again, like I said before, it's like who else? And I don't know how you solve the issue, but WWE needs to figure out how to use the other talent that's on the roster. Like, why not give Buddy Murphy a big singles, like a big, outside of Seth, like a big singles push? Why not give the other wrestlers that are on the roster? Obviously, Lashley's doing the Hurt Business stuff, but Cedric, a huge push. Like, make them feel like genuine stars. So when they come against the champion, you're thinking, like, they could actually win it. Because right now, like, even when Lashley went against Drew, there was no. We knew in our heads that Lashley
he's not gonna win. He's not gonna.
He's not gonna win, and that's WWE's job to make us feel that way. Every time we see a title match, we should be thinking that this guy could lose.
The odds, the underdog, basically the underdog could potentially win, but it's never like that. It's never like that. It's always cool. The main guy that's gonna win.
It's actually mad when you think about it. For the main event picture on Raw right now, there's nobody. Randy Orton or Seth Rollins are the only credible wrestlers you can put to compete for the title. It's mad. They have Samoa Joe, Cedric Alexander, Ricochet, Aleister Black. What's
you get me?
But Aleister Black, he's like, I feel like he's dabbling in that whole Seth and Dominic Rey Mysterio sort of beef. Like his eye got pulled out, so I feel like he's kind of like not out of it, but he's kind of like put to the side at the moment because
he should not have been put
involved in the feud. Apparently, he's coming up with a new gimmick. So
no.
Apparently, it's either he's coming up with a new gimmick or he's revamping himself. I don't know what he's gonna do, but we just gotta wait and see, bro.
All I'm hoping for.
We didn't see Aleister Black for a while anyway. He fully could have just come up with a new gimmick whilst he was gone.
But the problem is, he did though. No, not he did, but we thought he was going to come up with a new gimmick because I remember when we went to go watch, me and Delboy went to go watch the SmackDown Live, and he used to do his promos backstage when it was like a candle. Do you remember that? Yeah. So I thought he was going to come back with this new gimmick. Bro, he came back as the same character. Do you know what I mean? I feel like nothing has changed, like, you know, from seeing them promos and stuff.
Yeah. Like, I'll cut WWE a bit of slack on this regard. It's very hard to make new stars during this time because you haven't got a crowd. And you haven't got a crowd, and it's very important to see how the crowd is reacting to something. But again, this is a dilemma that we've been complaining about for a very long time. But
this is a dilemma we've been complaining about before there was no crowd. We were complaining about it when there was a crowd.
Cena.
Exactly.
Since Super Cena days.
Since Cena.
Yeah. Obviously on Raw as well. What else? The faction. There's reports of this new faction and stuff, but I don't know whether it was that they were talking about or whether the Hurt Business that they were talking about. But obviously, there was like a backstage segment where they checked the CCTV cameras, and there was Mandem in hoodies. I think there was females there as well. Like I think 2 females I saw, and they set the electricity box on fire. They like used a Molotov fire like a bomb and set on fire. People were saying that obviously it was Undisputed Era, but Undisputed Era wouldn't have girls with them, would they? So I was thinking it was more down to like the Hurt Business, because obviously the girls there could have been the strippers, and the man them there could have been the man that's in the. But I don't know. Yo, it's Anafi here, and you're listening to the Wrestling Podcast by the Mandem for the Mandem. Blah blah blah. Did you not see the clip?
Yeah, I saw it.
So
I don't know who it could be, because obviously Undisputed Era are only 4 or 5 members.
Yeah, bro.
4.
So,
four members.
4 members.
Adam
yeah,
Cole,
there were 5 members there.
Red Dragon, already 4.
Yeah, there were 5 members in that Raw clip. But I don't know. I mean, I hope it's something to do with Raw Underground. I don't want it to be something involved in like the main roster. Raw Underground.
Yeah.
A faction for Raw Underground, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, what roster is Ember Moon on? SmackDown or Raw?
She's on Raw. She's on Raw,
but she's injured.
She's injured, yeah.
Yeah.
She's injured, yeah.
I thought they could have, yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see which faction it is. Remember, you never know. Next week, they might just do away with this whole faction idea the same way they did with the internet hacker.
Yeah. No. But hear this, though. People, obviously, what they're wearing, some guy put a comparison up. I can't remember the guy's like offhead in it, but big up to him. He put like a picture up of the internet hacker wearing the hoodie, and he put a picture up of the people throwing the bomb backstage. And he goes, this might relate to the internet hacker. But my only thing is this: Internet Hacker only appeared on SmackDown.
Yeah, that's a SmackDown story.
So for him to compare that it's a bit weird. Do you get what I mean? So that's a SmackDown storyline which shouldn't interfere with Raw.
That's a
unless if it's like an invasion angle, which I love. So you get what I mean? But I doubt it. I doubt it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know who it could be from NXT as well. So
I doubt it. Them NXT guys are busy, fam. They're busy trying to. They're trying to climb to the top right now, fam.
Where? NXT, where?
Yeah, bro.
But what's going on with my babes, Oscar?
Let's talk about that right now, fam.
I'm not happy.
I can't lie to you. I think Bailey and obviously it's related to it. Bailey and Sasha are going to split up very soon.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because on Raw, I think it was Asuka in the ring, yeah? And after Bailey was she was like on stage, and she was like, "Oh, you're gonna have to face what's her name?" No, Sasha said you're gonna have to face Bailey to get a chance at this title back. And after Bailey was upset, Bailey her face changed, didn't it? Her face went mad salty and stuff. So I'm guessing that there might be like the beginning of the end. Do you get what I mean? I think from there, I think probably in SummerSlam probably get like a little sort of spit, like a little thing there in it, but. Yeah, man.
Because they're tag champs right now, and they're Raw and SmackDown champs, isn't it?
Yep. And I feel like
one of them's gonna lose their world championship, definitely.
Yep. And they're gonna blame on someone else. They're gonna blame on someone else. But Asuka's doing her thing. She came in the middle of these guys, so I think they'll do like a vignette backstage, and after they'll play in the video and stuff. And after Asuka interrupted the vignette, and she started speaking and stuff, and it was jokes. You know how Asuka speaks when she's angry, bro?
Yeah.
It was funny, that came up and stuff, so it was funny in that. But, yeah, man, I think she'll definitely get the title back. Don't know if it's going to be at SummerSlam. Don't know if it's going to be a Raw thing. But, yeah, she'll definitely get the title back because I feel like these men are coming to the end of their thing.
My thing with Asuka is give her a proper run. Not one of these stuff. She gets the title for a few months and then she dashes it.
Bro, do you remember how she even got the title?
Money in the bank.
Bailey gave it to her. I'm not Bailey. What's her name again?
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch gave it to her. She handed it over to her. She was like, "Oh, I'm pregnant."
I remember that.
Yeah, bro.
You see, Asuka. Yeah. Obviously, I watched her rated NXT, so obviously, like in my head, I'm naturally just comparing how they booked her. But Asuka, we all know, everyone in the main, she's done enough in the main roster for people to know that she is one of the best wrestlers on the main roster. I want her to have a run. I want her to have like a run with the title. In fact, I don't even like the women. the women's division is doing well. I think the women's division is the best part of SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah.
Like women's division, they've done great booking. But one thing I'll say about the women's division is that when have we seen anyone go on have a title run that like a Brock Lesnar run?
We thought we would get that with obviously if Shayna Baszler did beat Becky Lynch. I thought she'll just go around steamrolling people because she deserves to do that. She like you look at Shayna Baszler and you look at Brock Lesnar and you'll be like, cool, she can do the same damage as Brock Lesnar.
Oh, 100%.
But
100%.
obviously with with WWE's booking and stuff and the way things were, and what really pissed me off the most is that she lost the title to Becky Lynch. Then Becky Lynch, like after like Money in the Bank, gives the title to
Asuka. So Shayna could have taken it off anyway.
Shayna could have taken off it. Do you know what I mean? Shayna could have had it at WrestleMania, and we wouldn't have felt it. We wouldn't have felt anyway. Do you know what I mean? We would have felt that. We would have felt
It would have been fine because
bro.
Becky's accomplished Becky's misses 2 champs.
Yeah,
Becky's the biggest star in the company.
Yeah,
like it doesn't hurt Becky if she lost to Shayna at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt at all.
No,
exactly.
Doesn't
you
hurt
know
at
what?
all.
You see Shayna, yeah? You see how they booked Brock Lesnar when he first came into WWE? They just need to do the same thing with Shayna. It would work. A lot of things that worked on the men's division back in the day will work on the women's division today because it's been underrepresented. So it will be brand new to us.
And here's why I'm even more annoyed with Shayna stuff, because the template is literally
there.
Right there. It's in NXT. The template was was in NXT. Shayna was, I'm not even saying she needs to hold the title for a year like she did at NXT. She can do a 4-5 month title reign and be very dominant. Like my thing is that it's like cool, like obviously I know everything in NXT is not going to translate to the main roster directly.
Of course.
But the way you positioned her, they wanted us to consider Shayna a big star. And the build to her was perfect. Throughout the Survivor Series, the build to that match was great. Give her the title, and that's how you make new stars. Your main guys in the roster are meant to lose to the younger talent so the younger talent can come to their level.
Yep.
You're not going to build any stars by just keeping the title around the same group of people.
And I feel like when stuff like that happens, it normally draws us in, like even more.
100%.
I mean, like I said, it's the underdog, like not the underdog, but it's like seeing the person that's not meant to win. That's what we want to see. Like we know
that's why people remember Kofi Mania. That's why people remember the Daniel Bryan stuff.
Eddie Guerrero thing. There as well.
Because them man weren't supposed to be in that level, but
bro.
They started beating man that were on that level, and now we look at them like stars.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, I feel like with WWE, with the women's title, they just play past the parcel with it within the four horsewomen.
Yeah.
So if it's not Charlotte that got it, Becky Lynch got it. Becky Lynch don't have it, Sasha got it. Sasha don't have it, Bayley has it. We're never gonna see we've never really seen anybody outside of that four horsewomen group have a proper run with the belt. Besides from obviously Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax, just a little bit, but I don't know, man. It's like WWE is just focused on those 4 superstars.
And what WWE said, so I can't remember what podcast it's on, but somebody said this relating to The Miz, and I'll bring it back this. If you look at The Miz's resume, right, he has a Hall of Fame level resume in terms of winning the championship, competing at WrestleMania, intercontinental title reigns. Like his resume can be put next to like big guys in the company, right?
Bro.
But if you look about how they've treated him, you would never put the Miz next to Cena. You never put the Miz next to Roman. But even though the resumes are similar, and it's because of how they're treated. I feel like WWE does a lot of stat padding where they'll give someone like Naomi the title. Oh, you were WWE champion, but you never felt like a champion. You never gave her a run where Naomi is the main person on the show.
It's true. It's true. Basically, it's like they don't make them the face of the brand, you know. Like even when Miz was WWE champion, he didn't feel like the face of the company.
Not at all.
They weren't sending him to like do talk shows and represent the
sort of
company.
stuff, yeah.
They're just keeping them on TV. And if we're being real, The Miz honestly has the best resume. He's the only wrestler in WWE to hold 3 titles at the same time. If you remember, the United States title, the Raw Tag Team title, and the SmackDown Tag Team title. And that was with Big Show. I think it was Big Show. Big Show, Chris Jericho.
If you look at these man's resumes, like, you'd think, like, these man, like, for example, like, let's when we're all old and we all tell our kids about wrestling, they're gonna Google The Miz and they're gonna think, this guy won this. He's Roman level. He's Cena level. When that's not the case. That's really not the case. And that's unfortunate.
Like, let me not lie, Miz should be Hollywood right now. He should be Hollywood.
Do you know what it is? I feel like he is Hollywood. He's got there. Like, they've given what they've done is this year is like I feel like he's I don't, not to say he doesn't care anymore, but I feel like he's just like whatever. He's got like a reality TV show. He stars in films now. He's even a new presenter on this new game show on Netflix, bro. Do you get what I mean? So I feel like he's just like
he's content, and
he's content, and
he's making.
And I don't. There isn't a problem with that, but it can't. But there isn't a problem, but there is, and the problem is this: like, we don't look at Miz as. Do you get what I mean? I don't feel like he's left with the bang that he's not left with the bang, but I feel like he needs. Do you get what I mean? More respect needs to be added on his name, basically.
Yeah, it is. Miz still has a lot more years. He has a lot.
That's my thing. That's my thing. Yeah.
So
exactly.
He's still gonna be around for a while, I hope. What it is with Miz is like, I can ask any person on the street, do you know John Cena? And they might not even watch wrestling, but they'll be like,
they know John Cena, yeah, of course.
If I told them, do you know The Miz? They're not really gonna know who he is unless they search him. Like, Miz should be like John Cena, but because of the way WWE's represented him, he doesn't get that respect and recognition that he should have.
Yeah.
Just based on his resume alone, like, he should be.
Resume is cold.
It's cold.
Cold. The only thing he needs to accomplish now is win a Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
But
That's
even
that, like, fam, even the Royal Rumble, I can't lie to you.
It don't mean anything anymore.
People that win Royal Rumbles, it's so relevant to, like, it doesn't do nothing. It's not as special, bro. Like, the last special Royal Rumble that someone ever won was Drew. After that, who won after Drew? Who won after Drew?
No, Drew was the most recent one, was it not?
It was the most recent one. That's what I say. The most recent one was the most special one. And
he won last year.
Even the way he won it. He won the year after that. He won 2018.
Was it Nakamura?
Yeah, but what happened to him?
Exactly. Oh, no, don't get me. Listen.
You know what I mean?
Don't get me.
We were talking about main event stars, and how can we forget about Shinsuke Nakamura?
No, what they've done to Nakamura, I'm just gonna say,
like, they've made him a tag team merchant.
No, he's a joke, man. And the thing is, again, about WWE, right? I hate to come. The reason why I'm ranting is because it's coming from a place of love. I love the company, but what they're doing right now. See, Nakamura, when he won the Royal Rumble, you can go back, listen to the crowd reaction. We were ready for that. Nakamura and Asuka won in the same year, and these are two perfect examples. Those were the times you had, opportunities you had to build a star. The Royal Rumbles are star-making events. Nakamura going into WrestleMania, Asuka as well going into WrestleMania. Those were two of the most popular people on the roster, rightfully so. Cool. Both of them lose their matches at the at WrestleMania. Cool. I disagree with the Asuka one. I understand the Shinsuke one. But then what do you do with these men after? Cool. AJ feuds with Nakamura. The Nakamura's right back down to the mid card. Like, even if somebody wins the Royal Rumble, right, they should be a main eventer, period. They should be in that top tier, and they shouldn't fall off.
And they should also get a bad boy storyline, like a big storyline that's memorable.
You get me? If they don't win the title, if they don't win the title at WrestleMania, they need to be in one of the premier storylines. They need to be co-main eventing or main eventing consistently. We haven't seen that with Nakamura. Nakamura is just a guy. This is a Royal Rumble winner. This is a guy that won the Royal Rumble. Because for WWE to say that you're going to win the Rumble means that you generate enough interest that the crowd will be pleased with you winning. And they were right. the crowd were pleased. But look what they did with him.
Do you know what's
He's
funny?
doing up tag team in a division that don't make sense. You signed him because this guy was putting on. The reason why I know the reason why WWE signed him is because of his match with AJ at Wrestle Kingdom 10. I know that's the reason why they signed him. That's the reason. And you're not allowing man to put on matches like that. Shinsuke hasn't had a 5-star match since NXT.
Oh, that's true.
Since NXT. Sorry, man. I went on my little Shinsuke run.
That's cool, man. I know, bro. I know you're a big
guy,
Shinsuke. You're a
that's
big
my
Shinsuke
guy,
fan, man.
Shinsuke, he's an amazing wrestler. If not, he's one of the best wrestlers on the roster. I feel like with WWE, when they don't really know what to do with a talented person, they just put them in a tag team division. That's it.
Yeah. So, for example, Cesaro.
Cesaro.
Oh, yeah. But yo, NK, did you watch AW this week?
Yeah.
So talk to me about. Obviously I caught up a bit. Laps, you watch AW as well?
No, you are gonna have to fill me in.
Cool.
Only thing I did see though was I see Matt Hardy get bust open. That looked mad.
That wasn't intentional. I don't think that was intentional.
That was an accident.
That was an accident. So basically what Matt Hardy's doing, Matt Hardy had a segment. Right? Huh?
Who was laying on the table when it happened?
Yeah. So the whole segment, the context was he's been having a mini feud with Sammy Guevara throughout a couple weeks now. He's basically been trying to be a mentor to Sammy, but Sammy's with Chris Jericho's faction who are heels. So Sammy's like a brand new team.
What's going on, people? It's your boy, Big Wavy Roy Johnson, and you're listening to WRESTHINGS.
So Matt Hardy was like, cool, I'm not gonna mentor you no more. You're my op right now. Sammy attacks him from behind, they get into a brawl. Cool. The way Matt Hardy started bleeding, Sammy threw a chair at him. But he literally took the chair and threw it.
And it went like the actual thing hit his head. Yeah.
So what I think happened is that a corner of the chair hit him and just like he split. He started bleeding. I don't think that was intentional at all. Because the way he started bleeding didn't look like a blade drop. It didn't look clean.
Yeah. It looked like It didn't look. He got 13 stitches apparently from that.
Yeah, that was definitely reckless from Sammy. Yeah. But like AEW, I mean,
hey, bro, did you watch the presidential debate? The debate between
Orange Cassidy.
do you know what it is? I can't lie. I saw that part. I watched that part actually live. Orange Cassidy is hilarious, bro.
He's the best.
You see when he came with that facts. You see when he came with the facts.
Yeah, about the sea level rising and stuff.
Hey, this guy was not saying nothing. Yeah, he was just like this the whole thing. When they asked him, I think I don't forget what Eric Bishop asked him. He asked him a certain question, and he
hold on.
Yeah.
Did you say Eric Bischoff?
Eric
shit!
Bischoff
Yeah, I'm gonna say
wow.
Eric Bischoff came. He was like the
moderator.
It was like the moderator. So he was one I was asking questions.
Eric Bischoff.
Yep.
So in fact, based the whole Orange Cassidy and Jericho feud, that's been a very good feud. So Orange Cassidy's character, for people who don't know, Orange Cassidy's character is basically that he's lazy. He doesn't care. He doesn't put in effort. Literally, if you look at Orange Cassidy's matches, I'd highly recommend, if you haven't seen Orange Cassidy match, go watch Orange Cassidy versus Pac at AEW Evolution. It sums up his character perfectly, but he's basically lazy. But this is the first time Orange Cassidy is invested in the feud because he does not like Jericho. Like, them two don't like each other. So Jericho set up this almost presidential debate, and we knew going into it that Orange Cassidy wasn't going to answer any of the questions. And then when Orange Cassidy and that's the first time Orange Cassidy's ever spoken on AEW. He's like, ever since he's been in the company, he's never spoken once.
Never.
And that's the first time he's spoken. And I feel like that segment went over so well because people are now talking about, people are like, oh my God, like the answer that he gave was funny and it really got you invested into the match that's happening next week. Yeah.
Even when he spoke, like, and he actually said he's going to beat Chris Jericho and stuff, I felt it. Yeah. Like, fam, this guy never speaks.
Yeah.
And this is very, like, this is a very important moment for the AEW more time. Because the way the guy delivered the promo, do you get what I mean? It will
that's the only, like, and that's what I like about, one thing I can say about AEW as well, is that in certain moments you can really see them long-term book things.
Yeah, yeah.
Long-term booking. I think the best storyline in AEW right now is the storyline happening in the tag team division. So that's the storyline.
Or when they had the 12-man tag this week.
Yeah.
Like that. Okay.
Yeah. So the
Dark
storylines
Order
involving the Young Bucks, FTR, Kenny Omega, and Hangman Page.
Yeah.
So the
wait, what about the one of Dark Order? Is that not the same?
Yeah, dude, that's the same. That's a part of the same. Okay, so the match today. So the match that happened this week was FTR, FTR the Elite versus Dark Order.
Yeah.
So that match was a 12-man tag match. The storyline for that match is basically Dark Order attacked Hangman Page last week, and then they set up a match for this week. But the storyline that's happening now within FTR and the Elite is interesting because FTR came into the company and they faced off with the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Now everyone has been comparing the Revival / FTR to the Young Bucks for years.
Yeah.
So AEW obviously are kind of capitalizing off that food, but they haven't faced each other in the ring yet. Alongside that storyline, what's happening is that Adam Page, who's the tag champ with Kenny Omega, is almost being too friendly with with FTR. Like he's essentially aligning himself with FTR when he's a member of the Elite. So that's causing dissension between the members of the Elite.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you've got kind of Adam Page and Omega kind of subtly butting heads. So you've got many different storylines going on with these 4 different characters. And what's interesting to see is that, okay, cool. We have many questions. We have, when are FTR and Young Bucks going to face each other? Who's going to turn on who? Who's going to turn Kenny Omega or Hangman Page? Because we know one of them's going to turn on each other. We just don't know who.
Yeah, and we don't know when, right?
We don't know who. We don't know when.
Yeah.
And who's taking the titles off Omega and Page? So you've got all those storylines in essentially one feud, and there's like they keep 1 week they'll hint that Kenny Omega's showing heel tendencies. Another minute they'll hint that Page is showing heel tendencies, and it's a really engaging storyline to tune into because it's like they are making a star out of Adam Page. Adam Page is a star.
Yeah.
And my opinion of him changed a lot because when he faced Chris Jericho for the title, I think it was back in last year. Wasn't invested. I was like, who's this guy? Not invested. As soon as they gave him that alcoholic gimmick, he's a star. He's a star.
Yeah.
He's a star. And what else is going on? I'll say this about AEW though. As much as I praise it,
hey, bro, sorry, by the way, let me just buy it quickly here. Guys, listen, I still feel the same way about AEW. I still feel like it feels like I'm watching a pay-per-view every single show. But yeah, man, I feel like right now is a good time for wrestling. I enjoyed Raw, and I also enjoyed that segment on AEW. So big up the wrestling community and industry, man.
No, 100%. I say, you know what? Try watch AEW. No. AEW next week is going to be a pay-per-view type.
Yeah, that's pay-per-view. No, that's pay-per-view. That's pay-per-view.
That's a pay-per-view type show. Tag team appreciation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they do the pay-per-view. That's a tag team appreciation.
Yeah.
That's a pay-per-view type show. Whenever here's the thing with AEW. Whenever they don't put a label on stuff, so if they don't do Fight for the Fallen, tag team appreciation, it's a regular show. But once you see a label underneath AEW Dynamite, I don't know, they do AEW Dynamite Extra or something dumb like that, it's a pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's pay-per-view.
You know what it is, I don't feel like AEW feeling like a pay-per-view should be a bad thing. I think
of course, it's not a bad thing. Of course.
Remember back in the day when WWE Raw felt like a pay-per-view each time.
But you know what's weird? This is what I was saying, though. So, my only thing is this. When you was watching Raw back in the day, obviously you had the big stars, you had the Stone Colds, you had the Rocks, you had the Chris Benoits, Undertakers, whatever. Cool. But there was that feeling on a Sunday morning when you watch a King of the Ring that made you feel like, this is a pay-per-view. Do you know what I mean? Compared to when you watch Raw on a Friday night. Do you know what I mean? It had that pay-per-view feeling. I can't really explain myself. But WWE has that. The same with WCW. WCW had like a pay-per-view feeling compared to what they had back in the day. With AEW, I think maybe because it's a new show, they're just trying to show their big stars and stuff. That's the reason why I feel like that. Do you know what I mean? And more time when I watch All Out or All In, what we're gonna call it, or to compare to AEW Dynamite, I feel like sometimes there's no like middle. Do you know what I mean? Everything feels big and grand, especially with the matches that they have. Particularly some of the matches they have.
Did you watch AEW Revolution? Who's I asked about that one? Because that's the last pay-per-view they had with a crowd. Because
AEW Revolution, no, I didn't watch that.
What AEW Revolution is the best pay-per-view that AEW have put on by far.
Wait, AEW Revolution. What happened? Who was like? Is that when Moxley won the title?
Yeah. So that's when Moxley won the title.
Yeah, I think I did watch that.
I think that one. I think that's the best pay-per-view AEW put on so far. Actually, no, I'm lying. Double Nothing. But okay.
I thought Double Nothing.
Huh?
I thought Double Nothing was the best one they put so far.
Yeah, no. I'm thinking Double Nothing last year, but this year, I think Revolution is the best pay-per-view top to bottom.
Yeah.
I think Revolution the best pay-per-view top to bottom because you had every match, barring a couple matches here and there, and I'm sorry to say, barring the women's match, because I thought the AEW's women division ain't it. Like, I don't know what they need to do, but it ain't it. From top to bottom, AEW Revolution, like, that might be one of, I'm not saying but one of the pay-per-views of the year for me. Just in terms of the way that the match quality, the storyline progression, like a lot of things happened during that pay-per-view. So, but I understand like how the shows, because especially with the tag team division, I think with the tag team division, their matches a lot of the time feel like pay-per-view matches. Anytime you get a Lucha Bros match, it feels like a pay-per-view match. Like it just feels they take like there's no middle ground because you know sometimes when it comes to WWE, like they save all the big stuff for the pay-per-view. They'll save all the high. With certain tag teams, they're at 100 every week. Lucha Bros 100 every week.
Yeah.
Every week.
All I know is when you see the Lucha Bros, you see a Canadian Destroyer.
That's it.
You see the Canadian Destroyer.
That's it, fam.
That's one of the reasons why it feels like a pay-per-view. You always see the Canadian Destroyer. You
see that Lucha Bros are like for me. Even though they rinse out the Canadian, they're probably my favorite tag team in all of wrestling. They are super cool.
Nah, they're sick, man.
And one more thing about AEW before I go.
Yeah, go.
Eddie Kingston, that guy.
Yeah. That promo, but never the problem when he came out. Was that last week? Was it this week or last week?
That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I caught up on that. I saw that when he came out and he had to cut that promo and Cody Rhodes and Arn Anderson were in the ring. That was sick.
Eddie Kingston.
He had a match straight after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick.
That match was fire. That promo was fire. Yeah. And I've done a bit of research on Eddie Kingston. That guy can cut a promo.
Yeah.
His promos are proper.
Facts. He was on thingy NWA though before he came to.
Yeah, he was on
NWA.
Yeah.
Homicide.
Yeah.
I think him and Joe are two of the best promos in the game.
Yeah. Hey, yo, listen, I can't wait to see Joe fight again. Fam, when he went head to head with Seth Rollins, on Raw, I was like, take that guy back in the ring.
He needs a title run. Joe needs to win the title.
He does.
Samoa Joe is the best.
Bro, he's
today
sick, man.
In WWE. He's the best at promos.
He's sick.
Even though he's not wrestling, he's the best. Yeah. Even on commentary, he makes commentary.
And he's mad grease. I can't lie. His commentary's sick. And even like, I just wanted him to like get in the ring, bro. When he stood face to face with Seth Rollins, he was chatting grease, fam. He was saying some stuff, bro. And I was like, get back in the ring, fam.
Do you not remember? I think it was 2018. Great Balls of Fire. Joe versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
The build up to that match was fire.
Is that when everyone was in the ring and he started cussing everyone? Or was it
No. That was on SmackDown.
Yeah. That was the Kofi thing. That was during that
Kofi thing.
Yeah. I wasn't that.
I remember. I think there was a segment where it was an interview segment where Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar were in one side of the room, and then Joe was on the other side of the room, and Joe was cussing Brock, and I was like, this guy is talking crud. Crud. Like, there's nobody that talks crud like Samoa Joe. He needs to win that title.
Yeah.
He needs to be a top guy. Top guy.
But do you know what it is? Funny enough, with Samoa Joe, when you look at his career, he actually doesn't have a lot of world title runs.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
I'm not gonna lie. I like Samoa Joe. I feel like he doesn't necessarily need the world title. He survived this long without it, and he's still one of.
But do you
the
know what it
greats.
is? Yeah, I hear that, but that's why for me, like I want him to have that big one because if you look at TNA, right, he held all the titles until Kurt Angle came, and then Kurt Angle just took the titles off him and kind of took his spot. The only time he's been like the main guy, the main guy in the company, probably Ring of Honor when he went on that 600-day title run. And that was over a decade ago. So also, I feel like Joe needs, like, I wouldn't say Joe needs it, but Joe deserves a big push. Like, there's so many matches. Imagine like a proper Joe versus Drew, Joe versus Lesnar again, Joe versus Lashley. Man in the roster, like and him as a monster champion, like. You could have Joe versus Cedric Alexander, big man, little man. You could do so many matches with Joe as your main monster champion. It makes sense. Like, put the title on it.
I like it. Do you know, with Samoa Joe, obviously he does deserve a title run, but I don't feel like he should get. I mean, I don't feel like he needs loads of title runs. Because remember, in TNA, he only had one world title run and he was dominating.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Samoa Joe, he's a unique wrestler where he doesn't necessarily need the title or he doesn't need a lot of title reigns. He just needs that one reign where he can just destroy everyone.
You know what? What do you guys think about this? Yeah, I'm not really a fan of multi-time champions a lot of the time. I'm somebody who prefers, like, I'd rather you have one, like, let's say 1 year-long reign than you winning the title 4 times in 2 years.
So 1 year long reign. Well, okay, yeah.
I'd rather that. I'd rather have you have like a
also with that long title one, at least I want it to be, obviously we can't choose in about an exciting one as well. Especially you got to always have an exciting, because there's some wrestlers that's had the title for 1 year and they've just been meh. You know what I mean? Like, this is dead, bruv. Like, take it off them already. So an exciting title reign that's been a year, then
I'll give you 2 examples in the modern day era where it's been done right. Asuka, NXT.
Yeah.
Asuka and NXT. And again, New Japan reference, like Okada.
Bro, I had to go. Like I said, I had to go to the New Japan, bro, so I can't.
That title run, I can't remember when it started. I'm gonna Google it now. Okada held the title for like a year and a half. I will say to this day, and people get them in comment, that is the best title run I've ever seen.
In your life?
Terms of match quality. In terms of
match quality. Exciting,
back to back. And the reason why I say that's the best, because Okada is, I compare him to Roman Reigns in this way, he's not the fans' favorite in New Japan.
Oh, yeah?
There are other wrestlers in New Japan that are way more popular than Okada. Naito's more popular than him. Kenny Omega's more popular than him. But no, Okada, so a lot of the times in Okada's matches, people wanted him to lose. A lot of the times in his matches, people wanted him to lose the title. But you see, you come out, you might be like, oh, my guy lost. But you're thinking, that match was sick, though.
Yeah. Okay,
and it happened, it happened a lot.
Man.
A lot. So I'm going to find the reign.
Yeah,
but
please.
I'll say Asuka, her NXT reign, impeccable, and Okada's reign. And I'll say Shayna Baszler as well.
Shayna Baszler was sick.
You might as well throw Adam Cole into the mix as well.
Of course.
Yeah. I can't really think of a WWE one off, like, actually not WWE, like a Raw SmackDown one off head. Yo, it's Anafi here, and you're listening to the Wrestling Podcast by the Mandem for the Mandem. Blah blah blah.
I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to long title reigns, Brock Lesnar,
Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, he can't be included. I feel like it wasn't interesting.
He wasn't there half of the time.
He only appeared when those pay-per-views or something.
Basically, when it comes to title reigns, the wrestler has to be full time, not part time.
Yeah. Though, if I'm honest, actually, it's not even been that long, to be honest. How long has Finn hold the title for, Drew?
Only a couple months, like probably 4 months.
4 months.
Okay. I would say
that's decent. He just needs a minimum. He just needs 6 months minimum.
Yeah. plus the crowd as well. Them were good.
Mm.
Yeah. Mandem, NXT, bro. You know, obviously before this, obviously we always go down in Raw, SmackDown. No, I don't think I want to talk about SmackDown. The only thing I saw on SmackDown was
sorry, I found the
was
Okada
Drew.
reign.
You found it
I found
online,
the
yeah?
Okada reign. The Okada reign started in June 29, 2016 at Dominion.
Fact.
And it was 720 days.
Man said
720 days.
Bro, there was an elite run.
Fact.
Elite.
Bro, so what? Okada basically is like the John Cena of New Japan.
He's the ace. Yeah, he's the ace of New Japan.
That's
So
nuts.
he's basically the face of he's the face of the company.
Yeah, he's the basically. I'm gonna give you a quick. Basically, so before him it was Tanahashi. So Tanahashi, you could probably say he's the one that led New Japan into the golden, back into popularity. He took them from being a small, like from being to the dark days to what they kind of are today. And then Okada was basically the newcomer that came in, and he was pushed to the moon. But he's the face of the company.
Did New Japan have a GM or something?
No, they don't have a GM.
So who's booking these matches? Are they just happening?
So ironically enough, Okada's old manager Gedo was the head booker of the company.
Okay.
Was the head booker of the company, and basically Tanahashi and Okada have this legendary rivalry, and the rivalry is basically Tanahashi being the veteran and Okada being the upstart. And they main event Wrestle Kingdoms like back to back, and the rivalry was like, who's gonna be the face of New Japan?
Okay.
And Okada won that feud. So Okada's the face, and then once he became the face of New Japan, he went on literally on a 720-day title reign. Now, and the matches, like the matches from that title reign, sensational.
I'm gonna have to watch a highlight, bro.
Yeah, no. In the GC, I'll put like a top 5 matches of that reign, but like they're impeccable. But yeah, back to NXT.
The NXT, yeah. So, obviously, I think a couple of weeks ago there was like a thing like people thought it was a work with Adam Cole and this guy called Pat McAfee. Yeah, Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee, correct me if I'm wrong, was he a former...
Yeah, he was a kicker for a team in the NFL. I can't remember what team.
Yeah. And obviously, like they had like a little moment on his podcast. Was it a podcast he's got? Yeah. And everyone thought, like Adam Cole was being serious or whatever, he was joking and stuff. And after on NXT this week, Pat's there, and obviously he punts thing in the head for him.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're getting Pat and Adam Cole at Takeover 3. Is it 30?
Takeover 30.
Takeover 30. So yeah, Mandem, what's your take on that? What's your thoughts?
I don't know how experienced Pat McAfee is in the ring.
Is he? Look, let me say something. I'm gonna guess. Yeah, one of his finishing moves is gonna be a spear. It's gonna be a takedown. It's gonna carry him and spear him. Just remember that. Remember that. Where you going?
I don't know how experienced he is in the ring. I don't know. Do you know what? In a techie position, because Adam Cole held the title for a very long time, and he's beaten pretty much a lot of the man in NXT. So it's hard for him to find new opponents. Yeah. But this match shouldn't be... The problem is, if you look at it from a storyline perspective, Pat McAfee shouldn't last more than like a minute in the ring. Adam Cole's the longest reigning NXT champion.
Unless there's interference.
We know WWE already. There's going to be interference.
There's going to be interference to help Pat, man, because I can't lie to you, Adam Cole's he's gonna thrash him, bro.
Yeah, but then the problem is I see Pat going over, because like if Adam Cole beats Pat McAfee, it doesn't do much for him.
It doesn't do anything, innit? That's what I'm trying to say. The underdog syndrome will have to kick in. And man,
but then it makes Adam Cole, unless there's bad interference, look like a joke, man. Because it's like, you lost to this guy who doesn't even wrestle.
I don't think the match is even going to happen then. You think it'll just turn up then after Pat will just call
I think Pat will call someone else.
I think Pat will call someone else.
Yeah, Pat will call someone else to fight for him.
Yeah, bro. I think that'll probably be the best option.
Yeah. I want him to call Finn. Do you know what? Yeah, I want him to call Finn Balor, man.
You think? Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. You see me? This is just my opinion, yeah. I think they should let Adam Cole break away from the Undisputed Era. And let Finn Balor take over
Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Balor, Balor's been needing a faction for a they WWE. They had literally Balor. You had Balor Club t-shirts. You had Balor Club t-shirts, right? And literally, you had Balor Club t-shirts, and these men were fresh from Bullet Club. Like they just left New Japan. The whole club idea was in their mind. You had AJ Styles there. Imagine a faction: AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and the OC. It's money. It's money.
You know what it is? You see with WWE, apparently from what I heard is, if it wasn't made in WWE, they're not going to do it.
You don't want it,
Because Bullet Club was popular in Japan and it's not a WWE concept, they wouldn't do it.
It's techie.
But then I look at that, and say, cool, but then why make AJ and the OC a thing? Yeah, that's from New Japan. Mm-hmm. Why make literally a t-shirt? Because remember, if you go, Finn Balor was repping Balor Club. We know where that's from. We're not stupid. We know where literally the name Balor Club comes from.
Yeah.
It's like might as well do it all the way.
Yeah. It's because WWE still thinks their fans are stupid. They think we don't know about New Japan. They think we don't know about Impact. We know about all of that. We know where Anderson and Gallows came from. We know they're not fresh new wrestlers. We know they're experienced wrestlers. WWE just like to make things seem as if it's brand new. And as I said before, because the idea didn't come from them, they probably didn't want to capitalize off of it. Even though it was literally right there. Fresh Bullet Club in WWE. Bullet Club versus The Shield. To be honest.
Yeah, that would have been sick.
Bullet Club versus Wyatt family. What? It makes money. And even if you don't want Bullet Club to win, let the Shield win. Like nobody's gonna complain.
Exactly.
Now, bro, let me say something about wrestling. Yeah, I just deeped it. Someone will always complain about something, bro.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They'll always find something just to complain about. These wrestling fans, they need to chill sometimes, bro.
No, they do.
Yeah, they're like football fans, bro. But yeah, go.
It's just annoying though, because they literally had the formula right there.
Yeah.
Bullet Club. They didn't want to capitalize off of it. And I kind of feel like it's because it's not a WWE concept. Like WWE capitalized off of the NWO.
Yeah, they did.
But
I think because they got the rights, obviously they
bought the rights.
I'm plus here. The reason why Vince can use NWO because Vince know he won.
Oh yeah,
Vince know he won. Like he bought them, so it's kind of like I own you.
I own you. I could do whatever I wanted. I can do
whatever I want.
I can make NWO tour full of Doink the Clowns if I wanted to do it.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
But the thing is with this modern wrestling era is that the independent scene and the WWE alternatives, quote unquote, are a real thing. Like WWE, for example, like all the talent the majority of the talent that WWE signs didn't come from the Performance Center. They came from elsewhere. Yeah. So it's kind of like, okay, cool. Like you just have to acknowledge that. Listen, people, like things aren't necessarily gonna come from your company, but you can make it better. Because I guarantee, right? Yeah, if WWE did Balor Club, WWE has a way bigger fan base than New Japan. If WWE did Balor Club properly, of course the purists like us or people in the wrestling community will know that that came from Japan. But you think the little kid that's in the stands knows about New Japan? No, he'll be like, oh my god, that's Balor Club.
Yeah.
Like, you get me? Like
WWE, it's fresh for certain people, basically.
It's fresh for certain people, and they're the biggest company in the world. People are.
But that's the thing. The thing is, WWE, if we're being honest, they don't dominate the wrestling market the way they used to. Now that you've got AEW, you've got Impact, you've got Ring of Honor. WWE used to control it 100%, but now they don't. They've lost control. And now the independent scene had gotten bigger. WWE lost more control. They just need to acknowledge that there's a proper indie scene out there. Like, all of that never mentioning other companies by name. And that stuff needs to stop. Mention Impact. that's where they came from.
Yeah.
You know.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, I get why they wouldn't, because they don't want to give them free PR.
Free promo, yeah, PR, yeah.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. You don't control the entire industry anymore.
They basically feel like they do.
No, they do, because they're living off of past glory.
Yeah,
that's it.
100%. And listen, like, as much as I'll say, like, listen, like, WWE, like, is tradition. Like, everyone knows what WWE is. Like, WrestleMania. Like, WrestleMania is one of the most profitable. Like, WrestleMania is only becoming more profitable. Even though, like, Raw ratings are going down, WrestleMania is getting more popular.
Yeah.
They're filling out bigger stadiums.
Yeah.
So even though we look
they've even stopped naming them. Have you realized that?
Yeah, which is dumb. Like,
it's not. There's no more WrestleMania 30. They've stopped naming them.
It's just
for real?
Just called WrestleMania.
Yeah, because Vince doesn't like numbers. It makes him feel old.
Yeah.
I'm finished.
So
he doesn't like numbers and stuff.
Fam, you've got so much ego. What do you mean it makes you feel old?
It makes the product of WrestleMania feel old.
Because this man WrestleMania 50, you'll be like, wait, what? It makes sense though. WrestleMania 100, come on, man, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Nah, man. Like, obviously, when it gets to 100, stop. But I feel like it like seeing WrestleMania, like what? Let's say it goes to WrestleMania 50 is like raw. The company's been around for 50 years. Like it's still here.
Even beyond 50 years, bro. WrestleMania came like it's still WrestleMania. Not say it's still fresh, but WWF started time ago. WrestleMania was something that do you know what I mean? It happened like a couple years after WWE started, so it's slightly still fresh. Do you know what I mean?
Well, now it's them ones. Now you've lost track of which WrestleMania is which. Now I don't even know what number WrestleMania.
No, I think to the fans here, we're on WrestleMania. Last week WrestleMania had was 38. I'm gonna guess 38 or 39. Let me double check that. Facts and energy. 36 was it? Yeah, last WrestleMania was 36. So we're gonna go 37 now. That's the next.
Yeah. Also, let me ask you this, yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Do you feel like we're getting the best matches we can at WrestleMania?
No. No.
Because I look at WrestleMania, yeah, like I should be seeing like the best matches of the year at WrestleMania. And I don't feel I've got the last time I looked at WrestleMania, I saw wow, like this was a phenomenal match. I can't remember. The last time I felt that way.
Wait, so you're telling me the Kofi Kingston and Bryan match wasn't fun? It was phenomenal.
No, I can't. Okay, that match, yeah, was good because of the magnitude of them. Not the in-ring work, fam. I'm not lying. The in-ring work was alright. It's just because of the atmosphere and because of what it meant.
Yeah.
Because of what it meant to the people. That's why I thought. But when I was watching the match, I wasn't like, oh my God, like what are these men doing? Like, nah. I'm just more like, is Kofi gonna do it?
Let me see what else there. Okay, cool. The Seth that match was quick. I was gonna say the Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar match. When Seth Rollins came and what do you call him?
Exactly, bro. You see a match like
curb stomped him bare times, bro.
But you see a match like that at WrestleMania, they should be going back and forth, beating each other down.
They need a struggle. We need a struggle.
We need epics.
Yeah.
We need epics.
I feel like the quality, like these lot are very good wrestlers, proper professional athletes, but I feel like they're being limited on the type of wrestling they can do.
Because obviously, the entertainment factor needs to be there, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what it is? Like, for us lot watching on TV, it just looks bland. Someone gets a clothesline, you run around the ring a little bit, someone does a frog splash, you throw some few punches, one kick, then someone gets the finisher and that's it.
Like deep, we used to get matches, yeah, like Chris Benoit versus Shawn Michaels. Fam, that match is insane,
bro.
WrestleMania should be the type of event, where you're just seeing you. Of course, I understand WWE got to have.
This is why I say that the Royal Rumble, the winner of the Rumble needs to have a sick storyline. So when we get to WrestleMania, we are fulfilled. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? So if the person that wins the Royal Rumble, say Ricochet won the Royal Rumble next year, and there's like a sick storyline. Everyone's like, "Oh, Ricochet, you can't do it. You can't do it. Do you know what I mean? Like you're lower card, like you're cruiserweight, blah blah blah." Then he goes and wins at the Royal Rumble. Everyone's gonna be on their feet clapping. Do you know what I mean? Because it's that underdog moment, and I feel like WrestleMania is for that. He needs that. Oh, even if it's this, like there's been a whole rivalry the whole year. For example, let's say Triple H and not even Triple H. Let's say right now, let's say Big E versus Mr. Random off head. Big E versus Braun Strowman. There's been a rivalry every year. They've been clashing. Then WrestleMania is where they settle it. That's where WrestleMania. That's what it needs to
like,
be.
Imagine this, yeah. Imagine this. Like, this is just me thinking, yeah. Imagine this. Like you said, a bad storyline. Imagine this. Let's say, for example, it's not gonna happen now, but let's say Big E broke up from the New Day, right? Cool. He wins the Rumble. Then you've set up literally Big E versus Kofi at Mania.
Yeah.
Or something like you need something that's gonna make people go raw.
Oh, right,
like
that's
these,
the man. Yeah.
These are the matches that I want to see. You need to see like the WrestleMania for me. Yeah, I'll look at WrestleMania. I look at it like this is where I'm gonna get my dream matches.
Yeah.
This is where I'm gonna get this is where all my fantasy booking desires are gonna get fulfilled.
Yeah.
That's what I look at WrestleMania for. WrestleMania is the grandest stage of them all, but it can't be grandest stage because of history. It has to be the grandest stage because I'm getting moment after moment after moment after moment. Like, there's a reason why people like. I saw WrestleMania 17 in hindsight, so I didn't see WrestleMania 17
live
as it was happening, but I saw it. That show, I know why people say that's one of the greatest WrestleManias ever.
Because, WrestleMania 17, yeah.
WrestleMania, because top to bottom, you have replayable moments from that event.
Yeah.
Top to bottom.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's
man, I agree with you, bro. I agree with you.
Wait, sorry to cut you off. I got a question. Have you guys noticed how since 2012 we've not really had a full main event Royal Rumble winner?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so
since 2012. All right. Yeah. For example, Alberto Del Rio. All right, he went off the rails. Sheamus, mid card. Shinsuke Nakamura, mid card. Edge. Well, I mean, he's back now, but he's injured. John Cena, gone. Batista, gone. Roman Reigns, MIA. Who else won the Royal Rumble? Triple H, manager,
GM. And he was even managing then, no?
There was a manager there who was a part-time when he won the Royal Rumble.
Deep it. Since 2012, we've actually not had a main event superstar from the Royal Rumble.
First of all, the Royal Rumble, the Royal Rumble title match should always main event WrestleMania.
Yeah.
There's no reason why a Royal, like the winner of the Royal Rumble, it shouldn't just be you get the main event at WrestleMania. That's the whole point of Royal Rumble. You win the title, you get the main event. Simple.
Yeah. You become the new poster boy. That's it.
And what the Royal Rumble should do, the Royal Rumble is a stepping stone. It should be a thing where Royal Rumble should be like old school King of the Ring, where once this person wins, that person is top tier.
Yeah.
Top tier. Like, they're there. Even if they don't win the title, like, we know it's wrestling. We know Seth Rollins is not in any title picture. We know he's top tier.
Yeah.
That's how we should feel with every winner of the Royal Rumble. Top tier. That's how Royal Rumble should be.
So, Mandem, I think it's the right time for us to drop this. Obviously, come to end the podcast. We've got Ask WRESTHINGS. Obviously, NK hit us up a few times on the Ask WRESTHINGS page, but obviously we have three questions here. But guys, if you want to ask us any questions, just hashtag Ask WRESTHINGS and we'll get back to you obviously in the podcast. First question that NK asks us is, what current or modern day wrestler has the best promos?
Samoa Joe. He had the best promos now. He had the best promos back in the day. He's always had the best promos from WWE and TNA days.
I'm gonna have to go with Chris Jericho and and Chris Jericho and John Cena a bit.
Oh no, John Cena can cut a promo. John Cena,
John Cena, yeah, John Cena. Let me, what am I saying in a bit? Yeah, I'm saying my chest, bro. John Cena, man. Even from back in the day, man, the raps used to do back in the day. So my two, John Cena and Chris Jericho, straight. Them man there, different.
Right now, I think MJF is one of the hardest promos in the game.
MJF. So this is current, right? So current and modern day. Or is it modern day or current?
Yeah, I'd say current. Like somebody who's actively wrestling right.
Okay, Chris Jericho then. That's it. Yeah.
Mine's probably MJF and deeper. MJF is like 24.
Yeah, he's young.
MJF is charisma, bro. This guy is going to be a star.
Yeah.
He's going to.
I hope he does.
He's a star, but somebody who's a good promo. Yeah, I probably other than I said some more already, but probably MJF and who else is a good promo? I'm trying to think who else does good promos. Adam Cole. Adam Cole's promos are pretty good, you know. Adam Cole's a good promo.
Yeah. I'm hoping to look into it a bit more, but yeah. Go on, go on the laps. Have you said yours?
Yeah, that's a man.
Cool. Next one from Cammy 181. He said, "How do you feel with AEW bringing in mid or lower card talent like Zack Ryder trying to come off like a big deal?" Cool. I think it's a good step, especially for the wrestler. I feel like obviously if they come across as lower in WWE, they had now when they've been let go of or let released, then they can now go into other promotions and kill it. Do you get what I mean? So I think it's a good step for them. And I feel like if you can't be a star somewhere else, if someone not love you there, someone else will love you somewhere else.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, man, I think it's good, man. And if you're not invested now, you'll be invested soon. Because Zack Ryder, like when he came through, I was invested. Like I was like,
100%. Until Cena shagged him.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, as I said, I see these two companies as like they're in their leagues of their own. They're in two different universes. Zack Ryder was a lower card in WWE. I want him to be at least a top mid carder in AEW. Yeah, because I don't want to see it as AEW is the place for WWE rejects. You feel me?
Of course.
I would rather have it be seen as AEW is where wrestlers go and become stars, innit?
Become stars, yeah.
So Zack Ryder, I'm not looking at him as that's the guy from WWE. I'm looking at him as somebody
someone else,
brand new,
Matt Cardona, yeah.
Yeah, because WWE, as we know, they don't like to utilize their wrestlers to their fullest potential. So I hope AEW doesn't make the same mistake WWE made.
Yeah, I agree though. I'm with that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Last question is obviously from NK. He said, "You said, what would you guys?" Was that wrong? Okay. Do you think it's the right time to strip Jon Moxley off the title at All Out against MJF?
Oh, that's one question.
You always do you ask the last?
Yeah, I was the last. Yeah.
Go ahead, Laps.
No, MJF is not his time yet. It's not his time.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I agree that I think it's a bit too early. I would love to have MJF win that title where there's a crowd, and and some early in his, later on during his career, I feel like he needs to still go around, cutting sick promos, giving good matches, and just him being himself. Let's love him a bit more because I think it's too early.
Yeah.
And it feel like a championship scrabble. I feel like he's just giving it away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you know the only issue with MJF is that because he's currently undefeated in AEW, innit? So he hasn't lost a single match yet, which is good. But then the problem, like a lot of the fans want him to win, but I agree with you. I don't think it's time yet.
Yeah.
But I'm just concerned that will a loss hurt his momentum? Because he's been gassing up the fact that on AEW that he hasn't lost. I think he's 11 or 10-0 in AEW. He hasn't lost a single match.
You know what?
But neither has Moxley. So both of them are undefeated.
Yeah.
That's the thing. When it comes to these undefeated streaks, they're gonna end eventually anyway. And obviously, like, fam, AEW's every week. It can't be undefeated for 365 times a year, innit?
Yeah.
So it's eventually going to come. It's better for his defeat to come now than 200 days later.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe undefeated at pay-per-views would be better. But just like normal singles run, normal day, you can let him be defeated now.
The only match MJF has lost is a tag team match.
And it wasn't him that got pinned.
Right. But yeah, Mandem, obviously, big up everyone that's been tuning in. Hope you guys liked our last episode. Big up NK, big up Laps. Obviously, both of you man coming through today, or big up myself. Obviously, big up Delboy, aka Got Daddy. Big up Versy. Big up Sam Blacks. Big up every single person in that WRESTHINGS event group chat, fam. You man are keeping me, sane, man. Like you guys give me jokes as well. If you guys want to be in that group chat as well, let us know. Drop us a message and we'll put you in there. It's just a couple brothers in there just talking all things wrestling, man. Nothing else. But yeah, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. I've been a Nafi. To the bottom of me, that's NK. Obviously, NK, plug yourself one more time.
It's your boy NK, aka the man of the hour. Too sweet to be sour. Go follow my Twitter at NK Preach, and also go follow the Rare Podcast on Twitter.
Yeah, go follow that, man. Go follow the Rare. Have you guys got a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, we got a YouTube channel.
Yeah, subscribe to that as well, man. Subscribe to that as well, guys. Man.
What's it called? The Rare Podcast.
Yeah, so just Rare RARE Podcast.
Say no more.
I see one of your guys on there. He's a sick dancer, fam.
Yeah, Jason. Yeah,
he's funny, man. Big up him, bro. Big up him, bro. Big up him, fam. He's a sick dancer still. When I see him on the timeline, I laugh, bro.
Yeah.
He gives it. But yeah, Laps, you wanna
obviously it's the Laps, aka Young Laps, aka Young What. You can follow me on Instagram at the Laps 316.
Jeez.
You might see a couple graphics there you like.
Yeah.
And I'm still thinking of a line to say whenever I introduce myself. So that
it will come, bro.
It will come.
But yeah, big up, man. Obviously, that I can't like that Eddie Guerrero shirt. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get one, bro.
That's true.
Let the Mandem know when it's ready.
Coming soon. It's coming soon. Prominent one.
Let me know when it's
one.
ready. Yeah. Alright, cool, man. Mandem, peace.